we gotta talk about something that you might have missed if you didn't stick around through the credits. Yes, unlike the previous episodes, this finale actually ends with a huge reveal in a post-credit scene as we see none other than the Death Star being constructed. This is something week in and week out we had kind of theorized was being built, or at least components of it were being built by the prisoners on Narkina 5. As we see it being assembled, similar to the ending of Revenge of the Sith. We get confirmation that the items that Andor and his work crew buddies were piecing together actually helped to assemble the dish section of the Death Star. As we know, the Death Star plays massively into Rogue One as it's the main threat, and the entire film revolves around Andor and Jyn Erso stealing the plans for it. Ironically enough, Andor is killed by the laser from its firing, meaning that he helped to assemble the very thing that would kill him. It is interesting to see the progress of the build over the 14-ish years between a Revenge of the Sith and Andor. Here it's almost complete with only the dish, and I'm assuming the multiple kyber crystals being left. However, with the prison breaks, labor and parts slowed down, causing the completion of the dish to take roughly 5 years to finally insert into the Death Star. Man, I'm so glad the Empire knows the struggle of taking 5 years to get it in. And now because of the events of Rogue One, we know the Death Star will not be operational until much later in the Star Wars timeline. And Andor won't really be aware of it until that film. He does discover that the Empire is building a planet-killing weapon of some kind, but he doesn't know the ins and outs of it. This means Andor won't find out about the Death Star in Season 2, but that doesn't necessarily mean that any of the other characters can't. Luthen is, of course, a major part of the series, and for being such a pivotal figure in the Rebellion's infancy, there's only really one reason he wouldn't be around for the events of Rogue One.
He's dead.
Unfortunately, I think Luthen is going to die in the next season, and this could be a result of him learning of the Death Star. This would tie in with the opening of Rogue One, as we see him passing along the info about the defective pilot to Daniel May's character of Tivik. Tivik could then head out to Kafrene to meet with Andor, which could then be a way to end Season 2, similarly mirroring how Rogue One butts right up against the events of A New Hope. Either way, I don't think Luthen is making it out of this alive, and this would explain why such a prominent member of the Rebellion isn't anywhere to be seen in the rest of the Star Wars timeline. Unless Disney wants to special edition Rogue One CGI Luthen into scenes. I mean, that would be awful, but hey, we've seen worse. He's of course masquerading as an antiquities dealer on Coruscant, and hey, it's even possible that he could end up blowing his own cover in order to buy time for Mon Mothma to escape, knowing all too well she plays a bigger role in the grander rebellion than he does. Unlike him, she is in the rest of the saga, and she's openly helping the rebellion instead of hiding away. So I'm guessing she gets exposed by Davos Skulden, and due to her closeness to Luthen, she could end up accidentally exposing him too. But obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on episode 12 of Andor, that post-credit scene, and do you think that this is the best thing that Disney has done with the Star Wars property?